Quit wasting your time wandering and use these 7 tips next time you are at or around Wanderer's Refuge. Tip number 1. Wanderer's Refuge is among Sea of Thieves' longest islands, with it taking 1 minute and 18 seconds to run it tip to tip, so where you keep your boat is very important. In my opinion, the central west-facing side of the island is the best spot to keep your boat while visiting Wanderers, as it's out of sight from Reaper's hideout and has other protections. Tip number 2. One of the benefits of keeping your boat to the west is that there are 2 stationary cannons on the island. Aside from Skeleton Fort cannons, these are probably the most important cannons for you to know about in the entire game, as they collectively cover the western side of Wanderer's Refuge. Tip number 3. Even with your boat parked in the center of the island, depending on where you are, especially if you're solo slooping, it may be faster to just die and return to your boat through the Ferry of the Damned rather than walk or run to it. Tip number 4. Carrying loot back to your boat can also take forever on Wanderers. Just leave the loot in a pile on the shore and bring your boat past it to harpoon rather than taking time to carry it back to your boat. Tip number 5. Island riddles at Wanderers are very weird. The length of the island makes the directional aspects a bit confusing. Hopefully, this graphic helps a little bit. Additionally, almost every series of riddles on Wanderers will have you going to the graveyard on the east side of the island. So, familiarize yourself with the Wandering Lovers, the grave adorned with the rope, the grave robber, and the Lonely Snake's grave, because you'll likely visit them a lot. Tip number 6. Wanderer's Refuge has 35 barrels and 4 ammo crates, with the 2 ammo crates on the northern side perfect for taking down the Ashen Winds event that sometimes spawns here. Tip number 7. Wanderer's Refuge has one of my favorite loot hiding spots in the game. Want to protect some precious loot like a crate of exquisite spices? Wanda's hideout can be accessed between rocks in the main watery passageway, but this isn't the hiding spot I'm talking about. What's in there is a door that you can open up by interacting with a skull on the table. Behind the open door in the wall is the perfect place for your crate of exquisite spices or any other loot you might want to protect. Hopefully, these tips will make you more likely to take refuge at Wanderer's Refuge.